Good morning, LBHT crew. Look, this is very, very last second. I didn't even tell Hendo until like 2 minutes ago that I was going to go live. I was thinking about it. Wasn't sure if I was going to do it. We just did the show last night. We did two shows. We did our main show and our overtime show. So I don't know if Hendo's up. I don't know if he's going to join, but he's got the link if he wants to join and he's up and he can. If not, this is going to be rapid fire today. All right. Started a little late. These are only meant to be 15 minutes at max, and your boys got to get going. All right. Just want to do a little something to get your day started. Nothing. I'm not going to dive deep into anything. Just some quick takes, a little bit of conversation if anybody's here. And we'll get up out of here. All right. So the Ravens play the Vikings this Sunday. They have the first injury report, not for the Ravens. I didn't see the Ravens injury report, but Lamar's playing. That's all we need to know. Let's go behind the enemy lines real quick. You got the Vikings injury report, initial injury report from Wednesday. These are the people that practice. I don't see anything major on here. Will Fries is limited. CJ Ham limited. I don't even think they play that much. Theo Jackson with a concussion did not practice. I don't think he's going to play. Aaron Jones, that's an interesting one. Shoulder and toe. I think he is going to play. I think he played last week. I think he's going to play this week. It might just be one of those things where they're just resting him. It's still early. Today will be the telling thing. What's going on, Coach? What's going on? I'd be saying. Bazel, salute. Says, walking to work on Suge Energy. Hey, if you did not catch the overtime show, you need to catch that one. Okay. You need to catch that one. That was a good one. Shout out to Suge. Josh Oliver, Jeff Okuda didn't practice, and Harrison Smith didn't practice. But that's not injury related. He's just rested. So that's your injury report. How are we feeling about this game? I know they're just coming off a win in Detroit. Is this I don't want to call it a trap game for the Ravens. Okay. I think every game moving forward they have to treat it as a must win. So I don't care what anybody's record is. I mean, our record isn't good right now. So I don't think they can overlook anybody, especially going on the road. They're tough, right? And I think JJ McCarthy, who isn't great, is an upgrade over Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz was just terrible. If we were playing Carson Wentz this week, I wouldn't have any worries in the world. But JJ McCarthy, not great, but he can play competent football, and there's a lot of talent on that team. So, and we're playing on the road, so it's a little worrisome as a fan. But given the fact that the Ravens played on Thursday, they had a little extra time to prepare. I think overall, with Lamar, we are a better team. We can win that game. I feel okay. I think I picked them to win by 2 scores. I'm gonna stand on that. Cian Addict was good. Says that's all we need. Unfortunately and fortunately, talking about Lamar Jackson. Yes, and I got a quote from Lamar Jackson. He looks real pumped up here. Says, "I believe we're turning the corner." Okay, look at the confidence. Look at the confidence on his face. All right. He's just like, yeah, I'm pumped about this team. It's fine. Everything's fine. Coach says, I got a 25 push-up bet with a student. Uh-oh. Don't let us down, Lamar. Don't let us down, okay? It falls on defense, as we all know. Right. Speaking of defense, they're saying Draymond Jones is going to be a go for Sunday. They're getting him up to speed on everything. So, we'll see what he does when he gets out there. What's up, Just Aloe? Salute. I be saying hello. All right, man. Okay. All right. I did not expect too many people in here. This is a very last second pop-up stream. I'm going to make it a very quick one. So, that's all I have to really say. That's my alarm. Don't have we'll dive more into it. If we do a show tomorrow or whatever, we'll do a post game show. What's going on, Big Cuz? Says good morning, everyone. salute to you. But no, I think the Ravens, I feel okay about this game for the Ravens. Where they're at right now, there's no slacking off, right? It's about how prepared are they going to be going into the game. From the player standpoint, they know what it is, right? They don't need any motivation from anybody. I don't think Harbaugh can motivate anybody at this point, right? I just don't think I don't think he has the ear of the players like that anymore. Okay, especially Lamar Jackson. That has to be a self-motivation thing. And I think there's enough players there that are self-motivated. A lot of players there that are playing for legacy, right? They want a ring. So they're doing what they had to do to get ready for these games. Strategy-wise, that's the problem. That's always been a problem with Harbaugh. What's going on, Omar Tillman? Thanks for coming through. But strategy-wise, I think Todd Monken is also motivated, right? I think he has stepped it up too. He's accepted the challenge. He says, okay, you guys think I'm not making the right play calls? Watch this. And I think you're going to see some of those things cleaned up a little bit that he can clean up. The personnel move, when Derrick Henry comes in the game, comes out the game, I still think that's a Harbaugh decision ultimately. Hopefully he just ignores him, right? At this point, what are you gonna do? You're gonna fire him? You're trying to fire him anyway. I would put Henry in when I feel like putting them in, What's going on, Yolanda? Thanks for coming through. Appreciate you. Just Alice says, Lamar seems to be in the zone of I'm above it all. Yeah. I'm just trying to win a championship through the BS. Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly it. All right. So that's just my quick take on the Ravens. Make sure you hit that like button in here. If you're new in here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I did not set Hendo up for success. I did not tell him I was going to stream today. So he's probably sleeping or at work. I'm not sure what time he gets off. But next time we stream, he will be here. All right. The next thing I want to talk about, I wanted to talk NBA, but I didn't pull up any slides for NBA. But there is a lot going on. Games are going on. It's the start of the season, but it's off to a hot start. Next time we come on here, I'm gonna run over some scores real quick. But I know the Blazers came back from a 22-point deficit last night to beat the Thunder, giving them the first loss. My man Russell Westbrook had a triple-double, all right? So he still got a couple of those in him. Salute to him, all right? Coach says we're inspiring him. Hey, you inspire us, Coach. You inspire us. We're just trying to do just some quick things. This is just quick little sports notes that we're going to try to start giving you guys to get your day started, all right? But this real quick, we're going to end with this story, all right? Now, I'll tell y'all a little story, okay? When I was about 26, 27 years old, I joined this amateur football league out here, the Baltimore Sharks. The first year they're called the Baltimore Bay Atlantic Sharks, and then the second year they cut it down to the Baltimore Sharks. I hadn't played tackle football up until that point. Did not play tackle football in high school. Played some flag football, play some football in the neighborhood with the friends or whatever. That's it. But I wanted to try it out. So I joined the league, and the first year, this had me, I was a corner, mainly special teams, right, to get a feel for it. Second year, we had gotten this defensive coordinator. He had just finished playing football for Wake Forest. He was a linebacker, young guy. And the first day of practice, they're still doing tryouts at that point, but not a lot of people showed up for linebackers. And he was like, do you want to run with the linebacker crew, like do drills? And I did. And he liked how I moved, and he said, hey, put some weight on for the season, and I'm gonna have you play some outside linebacker. And I did. I got up to 220 pounds, and I was rock solid. And he had me play. I still played corner, a little bit of corner, safety, outside linebacker. He moved me around. And I did okay for never playing tackle football. I did okay until I hurt my back, and I hurt my back in practice, right? And I came back from that played like another game, and I got hurt again. And my wife at the time was like, "All right, that's it. You had your fun. All right, you had your fill. You got to try it out. Now go home and be a family man." Okay, that was at 26, 27 years old. All right, thank you, Yolanda, for a super chat. Appreciate you, sis. Thank you for morning live streams. Thank you, I really appreciate that. What's up, D Weezy? Says Jose has corner experience. EDC definitely has seen Jose's tape. So about this league that I played, there were a couple. I might say a couple, maybe like two at the time that actually made it to the league. How far they made it, I don't think they made it far. But the players in this league, it was serious for them. Like they played for recognition. Some of them were former college players. Some of them just regular guys. But like the goal of our team was to get every player playing to the next level at some point. So this was an amateur league. We didn't get paid for it, but they wanted to develop guys to the point where you're only there for 3 years max, and you're either playing arena league football, you get a workout from the pros, and a couple of guys from the team got calls from the Washington Redskins at the time, right? I think one person got a workout from the Ravens. So it was serious. It was serious. They took it seriously. But I say all that just to say, how do you all feel about older players playing tackle football? Right? I was still, in my 20s, like that's fine. You won't really bat your eye at that. You say, okay, well, you're in your 20s. What if I was in my 30s? What if I was 37 years old and I went out there and tried to do that? How would you feel about that? What if I was 50 years old and I went out there and try to go at it? How would you guys feel about that? I asked that question because I'm seeing a lot on Instagram and Twitter and whatnot, these leagues where you see these older guys out there busting their ass playing tackle football. See, I know where you're going. And I saw a couple of videos, and these guys, man, they're tearing ACLs. Nobody's touching them. They hurting shoulders, backs, everything. Yeah, 50. Yeah, okay. So saw on Twitter this morning this Bleacher Report, and I had to do a double take. I was like, what's going on here? And here it is. Compton College JUCO football features. That's a mouthful right there. 45-year-old former Compton mayoral candidate, wide receiver Lamar Willis. That's the guy on the left. Sheesh. His son Josiah Willis and 50-year-old DN/linebacker Orson Villalobos. Now, I read that and I said, where's the linebacker? I see the coach down there. Where's the linebacker? And he said, oh, the guy, it did say he was 50 years old. He's 50 years old. Okay, so these are active players. Compton Community College has forfeited their last 2 games and season at 0-10 with a scoring margin of 480-12. They scored 12 points. I'm assuming those are kicks, right? Or maybe they were touchdowns, and they don't have a kicker on the team. They couldn't get the extra points. How do y'all feel about that? On one hand, I guess it's kind of cool. Play, father and son to play football. I guess, 50 years old at linebacker. What are you doing? There's a 37U league, yes, and there's a 40U league. Yes, Clock. I saw that. Thank you, because the body don't heal like it used to. Yeah, exactly. I'm 45 years old. Listen, playing basketball, trying to get my friends organized to play basketball is a challenge. Okay. Now, basketball, listen, there's a lot of older leagues. I have friends in the 60s that still play basketball, and they can hoop. You still got to be careful when you're out there. You can't be doing everything that you used to do in your 20s, obviously. But you can still run some good games of basketball, get a good workout in. I think that's great. I think the older you get, I think the more important it is to stay active. The reason why you get up and you feel like, you can't move and your knees and all this stuff, it's because you're too stationary. What's going on, Mikey? What's going on? He said he'll coach. Appreciate you coming through. Um, yeah, I'll coach too. I won't play, but I'll coach. Coach says, hell no, you ain't hitting me. My bones cracking as I walk in class. Yeah. But that's the thing. That's the thing. I think it is important to stay active. That will help with a lot of those ailments that we have, right? But not that, right? You don't need to be taking those hits. Flag football is perfectly fine. Flag football is perfectly fine. Flag football has gotten more popular. I would say commercially or like on TV and whatnot. But flag football has always been a thing. I played that in the military. When I was stationed in Texas, in San Antonio, they have flag football leagues on base and a bunch off base. Like they just love their football however they can get football. So you can still be competitive. You can still live out your dreams and somewhat through flag football. Don't risk your life and limbs trying to reclaim the glory days of football, tackle football. Now, with that being said, man, y'all grown-ups, if you really want to do it and you find enough like-minded people that want to do it, and you got enough insurance and life insurance, go at it. Go ahead. Go do it. Mikey, what's good, man? Mikey, I keep forgetting they haven't seen you in a while. I just saw Mikey. I just saw him over the weekend. Yeah, boy, that was a story. He said, "Is that what we do now? Early morning shows?" I almost thought this was AI or something. We're experimenting. We're experimenting with something. Hendo was supposed to be here, but I set him up for failure. I did not tell him I was going to stream today, so that is 100% on me. This is completely last minute, and I'm about to get out of here. This is only meant to be 10-15 minutes, and that's it. But yes, OTL Mike is still here. He is doing well. I know that you guys didn't know that. That's my bad. Yes, he is here. He is here. We see him on screen soon. I don't know. No pressure, Mikey. I'm not putting no pressure on you. Not putting any pressure on you. Shifty Sean says, I'm at 50, that's just not smart. I agree. Yes, Mikey is alive. See, Iron Addict says, man, health insurance itself will take you out. Facts. It sucks being an adult, man. Why add more stress to it? All right, do something that you have to, that you can come home and still get up and go to work the next day without a wheelchair or crutches or anything like that. There's a lot of things you can do when you get older. You don't have to, including football. It doesn't have to be tackle. You can have fun playing flag football or whatever, touch football, whatever. Right? Don't do that. Don't do that. What did you get out of that? I don't want to play tackle football with my son. No, sir. The Hawk TV says, good morning, Hawk TV. Appreciate you coming through. Cousin Davon, salute. Yes, that is Mikey in the chat. Yes, sir. He said, I got an IR watching a game. Yeah. He got an IR. Coach talking about his story when he went to the Ravens game. And yes, you did have to get wheeled out of there, but it was a great experience for you. That was a great story. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go over to Sip to Tally Films. Go watch the video where he talks about going to the Ravens versus Dolphins game. That was a interesting turn of events. All right, after lead, yes, after lead, exactly. All right, it has been almost 20 minutes. I had to get out of here. Look, I hope y'all enjoyed this, man. My plan for this is to start out with some quick Ravens notes and then go into other sports stories, some quick sports stories. We used to talk a lot more NBA on this channel. We're going to ramp it back up. There's a lot to talk about in the NBA this year, from Victor Wembanyama to the gambling, right? That story is not going away, and I think it's going to affect more teams, more sports. So, yeah. That's it. We're getting out of here. DWZ says that's the ultimate Ravens player move. Went from healthy scratch to IR. All right, y'all go enjoy your day. We won't be back here until Sunday. I don't think we're doing a morning stream tomorrow. That's not the plan anyway. But turn your notifications on. That's the thing. Turn your notifications on, and we'll see what happens. But Sunday after the games, we'll be back here. And of course, every Wednesday, 7:45 p.m. Eastern time is when we do the LBHT show. Consider becoming a Patreon member. We've been putting out some really good episodes of the Overtime Show. Last night was straight fire. Okay. It's just $5. It's just $5. You also be a member. I didn't turn off the memberships here. You can join as a member and get access to the Overtime Show, and you get access to our Discord channel as well. So, I am not king. Wait. I am. What are you saying, Bazel? I missed out. My bad. But appreciate y'all coming through. Thank you, Yolanda, for the super chat. Suge was tickled. Yeah, Suge was tickled. Because I be saying Dave Vaughn, my brother OTR Mike, Coach Evans, Clot, Just Aloe, Osmond. Appreciate all y'all that came through. All right. Y'all have a great day. We are almost to Friday. All right. No matter what's going on at work, don't let them ruin your day. Okay. Go into the weekend of clear mind. Notifications King. Oh, Noti King. Oh, Noti King. Oh, okay. My bad. Noti King. Yes. Be like Bazel. Be like Coach Evans. Noti King. All right. Turn the notifications on. All right. We're out of here. Have a great day. We'll see you soon. Peace.